Thomas, do you know who is responsible for the merger of OCBC Bank you know today?
Isn't that the family who's trying to sell that conservation bungalow at Mountbatten Road for $54.5 million?
Oh, so you read about that?
Yeah. Hey, and I've been meaning to ask, what's the difference between buying a landed versus a conservation landed?
Greatest difference, right, is that when you buy a normal, typical landed, right, you can actually tear down and rebuild.
Obviously, because I own the land.
Yes, correct. Because this Mountbatten bungalow, right, is one of the 15 year mark in 1991 under the conservation landed.
Yep.
So there's a principle of the 3R theory.
What is that?
Which means there's a retention,
Yep.
restoration,
Yep.
and repair.
Yep.
So you can't tear down and rebuild. You need to maintain certain facades, the roof, the window and everything, the door.
So you're telling me I own the piece of land,
Yes.
and I cannot do whatever I want to the structure.
Yes, you think about it, you're owning a piece of not only art but a historical
Yeah.
moment of Singapore.
So what is that building known for?
It used to be catered to the British. So only the highest ranking colonial officers, right,
Yeah.
are able to live in them.
So does it also mean it could potentially be haunted, considering there's so much history around it?
I really don't know about haunting, but
Yeah.
you know for a fact that only local, very wealthy, high net worth merchants are able to, buy back in those times.
Okay, so what does it mean from a numbers perspective, buying this property at $54.5 million?
I'm sure the profile of buyers, right, won't really take up such a big loan size.
Yeah.
But in the event they really take a maximum 75% loan,
Yep.
They would have to take up a loan of 40 million.
40 million.
And I just done a calculation based on just 3% interest rate, right?
Yep.
You would have to fork out 17 million on interest alone.
So is it safe to say that people who would buy this house are affluent enough and emotionally driven towards the property?
I'm sure.
There's not going to be much practical usage to it, right?
Practical.
As compared to buying a landed.
A practical use will be, of course, you use
Maximize
maximizing
everything, yeah.
and everything. But this, I think you're not going to maximize it because the structure stays.
I understand.
So you can't maximize. Do you think it's better to buy a typical landed or a conservation landed?